Hi there, welcome back. And as you can see, I'm reverting back to the origins of this channel. Another tube radio restoration. These are those little small ones, and I always like these little guys. This is a Grundig type 90U. It's an FM, long wave, medium wave, and pickup. So it's got all the ingredients for a nice little restoration. It's in fairly good condition. Nothing dramatic. I believe there's a logo missing there. We'll have to do something about that. It's got one of those funny multi-tone cabinets. Dark, light, dark. And after seeing David Tipton do one of these, I felt totally incompetent about the way I did the previous small radio. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it. I just don't think I have the talent that he has to work with carpentry. I really don't. Great job there. You've gone and spoiled it for us. But anyway, here we have it. It's the usual. It's got your volume control. This is the tuning for FM and AM, I believe. I'm not sure now. I don't know if it's got a clutch in there. There's an off button, pickup, long wave, medium wave, and FM. The buttons seem to be okay. The buttons at least are working. Let's see if the tuning is working. Well, I can see the pointer on the medium wave there. And when I push FM, oh yeah, it's got a clutch. It starts moving the bottom pointer. So that's working fine. Condition, well, all the plastics and everything else seem to be okay. I'm not sure if this is metal. This surround here, I think, is actually one of those plastic ones. Grill cloth isn't in bad shape. Glass is fine. Knobs are fine. The wood, I may just be able to get away with replacing the varnish, the final clear coating. I might be able to get away with it. If not, I might do my usual thing, which is take it down to the wood and see what happens color-wise. Right, the back, a couple of screws missing, or one screw missing. Haven't opened this yet, and I can see some cobwebs down there. If you're wondering why I'm feeling so, or sounding so relaxed, it's because after dealing with a Bang & Olufsen Biocenter 5000 with about 75,000 circuit boards in there, it's actually quite a relief to come back to basics, something as simple as this. Yeah, I know it sounds weird. Anyway, let me get this open and see what we've got at the back here. I'm also curious. We have exactly one rusty screw holding the whole thing down. Take off the antenna. Something else has fallen. And what can we see? I believe we've got a dead power tube here. Maybe not. Maybe that white stuff is actually on the outside and not. Yep, it's okay. This valve holder is, tube holder is sticking up there. It's got the usual EL84, EABC 80, I think it's the EF89 or something like that. It's got a tube rectifier, the EZ80. So this is tube rectification. What is that one? ECH81. Oh, these are pretty common. This is very, very common for the German radios. When you've seen one, you start recognizing stuff. Somebody's been in here. Oh God, I don't like that. Somebody's put a connector thingy in there. That always spells trouble. You can see that somebody's got, this thing has been touched up here. There's some new solder on here. That's pretty obvious. These tubes are a bit loose. All the tubes are sort of sticking out. I don't understand why. Anyway, we shall find out. Speaker looks pretty hefty. Somebody's desoldered that. That's been resoldered. Well, yeah, I guess I can't switch it on. I actually wanted to just switch it on and see how we got along. But seeing as There's been quite a bit of messing around in here. I'm not sure that that's a good idea. But yeah, I like these little guys. These are pretty compact. I find it amazing how they fit everything in here. Usually it's got everything you need. Usually also the tone circuits and volume control circuits are very simple. In other words, the audio circuits are pretty simple. It's a preamp and an amplifier, usually with a tone control, which I'm not even sure this one has. That guy at the back there is completely locked, and I think that's tone. Although I don't see anything indicating tone here, but I think that is tone. It's just completely locked up. The volume is working. These are working. These are together as one. It's got the clutch, so nothing too dramatic. Interesting ceramic plug. I haven't seen one of these before. Yeah, this is some sort of ceramic. Don't know if it's original, but it is very heavy. So I'm going to take this out of the cabinet and see what's awaiting us. I haven't looked on the underside or anything like that, so we'll see. Okay, here we are. It's out. Nothing damaged in there. Good show. Let's have a look at this. So what have we got here? Well, that tube is pretty loose. EZ80. That's an EABC 80. That is an EF89. This is in the Siemens tube. And that'll be the ECH81, I think. Yep. There's a combination of two brands on here, not a problem. It's not too bad. Doesn't look too bad at all, actually. The FM block up front here with the ECC85. The tuning seems to be working. There, put on AM. That turns that guy, so the dial chords are fine. It's always a bit of a relief. Quite a bit of dirt, and in fact, you can't smell it, but I can. This thing absolutely reeks of nicotine. That there has been soldered, that's been connected on here. I don't see much else. That cap is original, that has to be taken out. All this grime, you can just see it. The chassis seems to be in good shape. I think the nicotine protected it. It's got to be useful for something. Let's look on the underside. Starting off at the bottom here, we've got the filter cap. This is 50 plus 50. There, that's been changed. That guy's been changed. That is original. That's original. So there have been quite a few components changed in here. Somebody's obviously been in here. That solder is new. Not well done, but it's new. A lot of the other caps are still in place. Those will all be changed out. It's like this. I've got the schematic for this. This is a very simple radio, so it doesn't really cause any fear. I might live to regret that, but usually you can sort these out. Somebody might have messed this up. I'm afraid to turn it on. I'm going to check the power supply and everything else first before I turn it on. Then we'll see if we get anything. That's what I'm going to do next. Power supply, power transformer, make sure there are no shorts, and then do a first power up. I'm not going to go into checking the amp and everything else. I want to see if this thing's working. After a good cleanup of the fuse and the fuse holder, we can now see 56 ohms when we measure from one point of the plug to the other. The mains goes in, through the fuse, through the switch, through the power transformer, and out of the SEM. So that's what we get, 56 ohms. If I hit the AUS switch, it's infinite. If I switch one of the others on, this thing's a little bit difficult. There we go, 50 something ohms. So that part of the circuit's working. I'm just not sure if I'm ready to power it up just yet. I'm going to look a bit further. And you know what? I'm going to test it. I think I'm going to switch it on. I've connected a speaker temporarily to that end there. I've got it on medium wave, volume halfway. I've got the dim bulb tester set to 1 light bulb. In other words, it's on maximum restriction. Only that bulb is active. It's on limit. And I'm going to hit it now. Well, it's drawing some current. It's drawing 100 milliamps. The current draw has made the AC voltage in go down to 192. It's settled down again, the brightness of the light bulb. I don't hear anything. Nothing. The dial lamp is on. The power tube, I can see the heaters. There's another heater glowing over there. There's another one glowing over there. So the heaters are glowing. But there's absolutely nothing coming out of the speakers. Not even a hum. Volume on max. Nothing. Well, hey, if it was working, it wouldn't be a challenge, would it? All right, a bit more investigation. Check the transformers as usual. I know the 6.3 volts is working because the dial lamp is working and so are the heaters, but I'm not sure if this thing's got B plus at all. The rectifier tube might be gone. Okay, back to the drawing board. Well, sometimes we get lucky. I decided to just check for B plus, and the obvious place to look for B plus is straight out of the selenium rectifier. But just at the top, one of the easiest places is actually across this resistor over here. The B plus originates at the selenium rectifier. It feeds the first filter cap, then it goes to the output transformer, which then feeds the power tube. And from the output transformer, it carries on through one of the windings, which acts as a choke. And that then comes to this resistor here. And as we can see, we get about 270 volts there. So we've got B plus on there. What it then does is it goes through this resistor to another point where it goes to the second filter cap. And that's sort of the second B plus, which is going to feed the screen grid of this guy and also all the other tubes. And when we measure that, we get bugger all. So that resistor seems to be dead. Let's check it. Switch the radio off, switch the supply off, put that on ohms, and see what we get here. We've actually heard a bit of a crackle on the speaker, so it looks like the output is producing audio, and we've got 4 meg. So that resistor is dead. That is a 1K resistor, and what I'm going to do is find a 1K resistor, about 2 watts or so, maybe a bit more. I'll put a 2 watt in for now, and just clip it across there and see what we get. Let's have a look. So what we have now is we have this resistor, this guy. It's 1K and it's a 3 watt resistor, metal oxide film, so fireproof and all that jazz. And I've put it across just that resistor, just tacked it in temporarily. This is not what you should do if you're safety conscious. This stuff is dangerous, high voltages, and if you're playing with this, you're doing so at your own risk. Put that on volts. Now we could get sparks because that resistor burnt out for some reason, usually because of an excess current draw from the circuit that it's supplying. So same thing could happen, but hey, here goes nothing. I've got some noise. And I've got some voltage. I've got some noise. Let's just touch the aerial. That voltage is very, very low. But let me try and put it on FM, because FM has got the internal aerial, which I believe is running off the mains. Let me switch that off for now. Okay, FM is on. Let's see what happens now. I can hear hum. Not much else, but the voltage, the restriction is very high. Put it up a bit. All I'm getting is hum. Let me switch it off again. I'm going to put it on medium wave again. And I'm going to connect the mini whip antenna. See if we get anything. At least I'm getting hum, which I wasn't getting earlier because there was no supply. Let's see what happens now. Let's hit it again. Got nothing coming through. The voltage is 200 volts on there. And 223 on there. We should get something. But I'm getting nothing. So I've got some hum, got nothing else. I've obviously got a lot of checking to do, which is what I'll do next. But at least we've got the B plus coming through, and we found the first problem, which is that resistor over there. All right, I've got a bit of investigation to do, find out why this thing's got no audio, and I'm going to do the usual thing, which is check power supply, correct any deficiencies there, check capacitors, the filter caps, and then go back one step further and try and get the audio section working at least, and then we can go back. So I'll be back soon. If you like this, please share, like, subscribe, and all that jazz. And if you want to support the channel directly, you can do so on Patreon. Thanks for watching. Bye for now and stay safe.